What reality have you created, or what reality do you want to create? Are your thoughts based in fear and negativity, or in assurance that all will be well? Are you in a dark place, or are you holding the light for everyone? Our thoughts and emotions are powerful. Where attention goes, energy flows, from our individual personal life to the outer environment, eventually reaching a global level. Albert Einstein is quoted as saying, "The world stage as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking." We live in a construct of duality where positive and negative is always going to exist, from small events to big events. We are human and we are multidimensional. We are not of this world, but we're in this world. We are conditioned from the day we are born. The foundation we are born into and come from may or may not be a reality we created, but once we start steering the ship, we are creating. More and more people are waking up and realizing how powerful our thoughts and emotions are and how they affect the world at large. In the Seth book series, channeled by Jane Roberts, Seth advises us that you are in physical existence to learn and understand that your energy, translated into feelings, thoughts, and emotions, causes all experience. There are no exceptions. We create our reality with our beliefs and our choices. We choose if we're going to live from the ego self or our true self. What is more important about a person, the inner or the outer? Are we using our own intelligence and discernment? Are we free thinkers or followers? People react or respond differently to the same situation. Some react and some respond. A reaction is typically automatic, coming from our learned fears and prejudices. A response tends to be more thoughtful and balanced. Eckhart Tolle teaches that people tend to dwell more on negative things than on good things, so the mind then becomes obsessed with negative things, with judgment, guilt, and anxiety produced by thoughts about the future. No matter what you hear, don't go into fear. Admittedly, it's not easy making our way through this rocky and rough terrain of news and information. Our guilt, shame, and wanting to be a good person is preyed upon and taken advantage of, and thus used to manipulate us. Have you noticed how the media is mostly negative and fear-based and can make you feel that you're at risk every day of your life, but you're able to go about your day and life as normal? There are exceptions such as war, weather, disease, crime, and pandemics. We are caring human beings and react emotionally to the pain that others are in. But we don't have to be in pain ourselves. We can exercise compassion and live responsibly without letting fear get the best of us. We can be present with what is right in front of us. Someone once told me about zebras and how they respond to everything as it happens, and once it's passed, they let it go. They are always in the present. They react if they are at risk and only when they need to. Zebras only respond to the lion that is chasing them at the moment, but don't worry about the lion that caught them last week or the one that might chase them in the future. It is said that zebras never get ulcers. Our perception is our reality. The great mystic poet Rumi wrote, "The world exists as you perceive it. It is not what you see, but how you see it. It is not what you hear, but how you hear it. It is not how you feel, but how you feel it." We can create our reality from a higher perspective, one that's good for the greater good of all, a perspective that doesn't come from fear. From our micro life to the macro, on the global stage, we are fed a lot of fearful information, some of it true, some of it not. This is where we can choose our reality. Do we want to live in fear? We decide if we live in a hateful world or a loving world, or a world where both exist, but we choose love. So, how are we doing? What are our behaviors? What triggers us? Are we staying in a job or relationship that's toxic? Maybe it's not the job or person that is toxic, but the relationship we have with it is. We must be honest with ourselves and ask, what would give us peace? At some point, you may find yourself late in the game, so you tell yourself it's too late to make a change. Sure, making a change at this point can be difficult, but not impossible. We now can see how our choices and our resistance to our inner peace has brought us to this point, not anything outside of us. Most of our life choices come from ego and from a painful childhood. A reality we create may look good on paper, but doesn't matter if we're suffering inside. Once you're coming from your true nature, you will use what feels right for you and let go of the rest. Be your own and best advocate. Let go of any resistance you have towards where the universe and your soul is trying to guide you. Be honest with yourself on how you can have the best experience and impact the greater good. We each have a North Star, our personal mission. The way to find it is to pay attention to your intuition, your gut, and your soul, no matter what the outside voices tell you. If what you feel or hear is negative and or destructive to yourself or others, this is when to reach out for help. We all go through periods of low-frequency behavior, and these are not the instincts we should listen to. Most of us suffer from some level of mental illness at one point or another, and it's nothing to ignore or be ashamed of. Once you get on a healing path and pay attention to your soul guidance, the negative occurrences in your life will become less and less and not as harsh. It will be worth the determination and struggle to get there. I could write a book on all the ways we self-sabotage in creating our reality each day, but I think you get the idea. Don't be discouraged if things don't change or improve immediately. This is a process that takes time. We start on the inside and then wait for the outside material world to catch up. We can make the conscious choice to stay present. The more that the collective's thoughts go into fear and negativity, that is surely what the outcome will be. But we can turn it around by staying out of the fear and negativity. And remember, we're all in this together, one collective soul. From a place of balance, we can create a brighter reality for all.